Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling guilty, confused, a bit off, just uncomfortable, and you don't really know why? Listen to your intuition. Odds are that you've been manipulated. I'm Dr. Kalinda Linde, clinical psychologist, and today I'm going to give you a toolkit to spot emotional manipulation fast. Now, manipulators don't always show their hand or shout. In fact, some of the most controlling people are the ones who smile the most. They twist your words, they guilt you into silence, or they can even leave you questioning your own memory. So in this video, I'll walk you through the exact red flags to watch out for, the psychological tricks that manipulators use, and then how to protect yourself without losing your integrity. So let's get clear on what we're talking about. Emotional manipulation is when someone intentionally distorts facts or emotions or interactions to gain control, often at your expense. So this is not the same as healthy influence or assertiveness. This is about someone putting their needs above your well-being, often without you realizing it until much later. And it can happen in romantic relationships, families, workplace, even friendships. So there are three top manipulation tactics, which I'm going to take you through. Number one, attack. So this can be direct, with force, hurtful words designed to shrink you down, make you wrong, gaslight you. Or it can be sneaky, someone being passive-aggressive. So instead of addressing things directly, there's a sarcastic joke at your expense, or the silent treatment. And then you're left guessing, did I do something wrong? What's happening? And that's the point. It creates self-doubt, and then you've got an urge to make things right. This can overlap somewhat, the sneaky attack can overlap with tactic number two. So number two is guilt. Have you ever heard something like this? So say you're in a conversation and you say no, and then somebody says, after everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me. Or maybe you just say, no, I can't give or do or help in this particular way. And then they launch into this tirade about how much trouble they're going to be in or how much they're going to suffer. And there could be a lot of crying. And this is the classic guilt trip. So it's a classic move to shift the focus from their behavior or their ask, which of course they feel is completely reasonable, to your supposed failure. And this is what I call being the professional victim. And some people are very good at that, where somehow you feel responsible for everything bad that's ever happened to them and that you need to fix it. Then we get number three. So typically this one comes in after the other two have failed, or sometimes this one comes in right at the beginning of a relationship, be it romantic or other. Then the other two come, and then this one comes back. What I'm talking about here is love bombing. So think about the start of a relationship. That normally is honeymoon, but sometimes it's quite extreme. And you can even feel a little bit overwhelmed by the attention and the affection and the flattery. It feels like a bit of a dream, but actually it's designed to create emotional dependency. And the moment you set a boundary, they become critical, withholding, guilting. And so if the attack or the guilt fails, then the love bombing comes back. So why do people do this? Why do people manipulate? Well, often it comes from a place of deep insecurity. It could be learned behavior. It could be trauma. And controlling others can actually feel safer than being vulnerable. But having said that, understanding the root of this doesn't mean tolerating the harm. Compassion doesn't mean self-sacrifice on your part. Remember, we're all on our own path, and you can actually help them best by not getting hooked into the game. Rather, give them the opportunity to learn that these tactics aren't going to work anymore and that they're going to have to learn a healthier way to engage. So how do you protect yourself? Well, there are 4 possibilities. Number 1, name it. So if you're feeling emotionally hijacked, pause and name what's happening. This feels like guilt tripping. This feels like stonewalling. This feels like withholding. Naming the tactic puts you back in the driver's seat. Number 2, stay grounded. Take a breath. Regulate your nervous system. Pause. When we're triggered, we're more likely to freeze or fawn, whereas when you're calm, it gives you options. So we have naming and staying grounded. If possible, set clear boundaries. And this is where you would use very neutral, firm language. I'm not available for that, or I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable continuing this conversation. You don't need to over-explain. Now, again, for some people, this is quite challenging. And maybe if you are quite susceptible to guilt, you're going to feel too awkward, especially if they start crying or they get the puppy dog face. Well, we have text, we have email, so feel free to use those. You construct the message and you send it. And you might need to get a trusted friend to actually look at this and help you construct it, and then press send. And then number 4, I've alluded to that, seek support. So if somebody consistently leaves you confused, anxious, doubting yourself, talk it out with someone objective, someone you trust, where you've got a good track record with them. Because remember, manipulation thrives in isolation. So here are the 4 again. Name it, stay grounded, set clear boundaries, and seek support. Now, listening to this, it might sound very clear and very doable, but all too often, after a while, you find yourself right back in that toxic dance with someone. Why did you let them back in? Why did you say yes when you really meant no? So this brings me to, when is it time to walk away? Now, not every relationship can, or let's be honest, should be repaired. If your boundaries are ignored, your opinion is discarded or attacked most of the time, and your peace of mind is disturbed more often than protected, it may be time to disengage. Trust your body, especially if you're feeling deep fatigue. Exhaustion actually is often a sign of an unhealthy relationship dynamic. Listen to that still, small voice. It will never let you down. So remember, manipulation thrives in confusion. Call it what it is and leave them in love and light, but leave. If this video has helped you name something that you've been sensing, click that like button and subscribe. And if someone you care about might be stuck in a manipulative dynamic, please send this their way. Awareness is the first act of self-defense.